Look at this, guys, huh? On the old water, gonna do a little walking video, huh? We're gonna actually walk. We're gonna walk Wall Street today. Pretty cool. You're looking at these boats, you're like, that doesn't look like Wall Street. Well, just relax. We're gonna get started here in a second. Phil, how the hell are you?
Good, good.
Great. Yeah, we're gonna walk Wall Street. Before we start, guys, check out the Patreon, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Patreon is how I do these things. Got a new little toy that we're gonna use today for the little video, huh? Like and subscribe. Did I already say that? Whatever, man. Let's just get started. We're gonna walk. I'm gonna tell you some crud. I'm here to give you a little bit of history while we walk, huh? So chill out, relax, enjoy yourself. What do you think, Phil? Should we start walking?
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Sorry, I started out on such a rowdy note. I think I had a lot of coffee this morning, too much. So let's just walk. Check out the ferry. It's pretty cool, huh? All right, that's the East River. We're gonna walk from east to west. Instead of starting at like Trinity Church, we're gonna start here on the east side. Here's the FDR. We're gonna walk across Wall Street. So this is the beginning here. South Street. We're gonna cross South Street, head over, which is heading south of there. Look at that. Let me take a look at that, Phil. Look at that. That's all Wall Street, just so you know. We won't get hit by a biker or something. Little known secret here in New York. Much more dangerous than the cabbies and the cars. Bikers.
Facts.
Yes. They'll get you, especially the e-bikes. Good Lord. All right, let's cross. All right. So we're crossing here, crossing South Street into Manhattan Park. You see that sign there, Phil? Oh, watch out! You're gonna get hit by a pole over here. It's called Manhattan Park. Manhattan is the name that Manhattan derives from. You can say it's a Lenape native word for land of many hills or island of many hills. That's what they say. The Lenape were the Native Americans who were here before the Dutch settled, before they discovered it in 1609. Well, Henry Hudson discovered it for the Dutch East India Company at the time. Then they formed the Dutch West India Company to basically take care of New Amsterdam and the New Netherlands here in the New World, right? So yeah, we're walking. There's a little Manhattan Park, like a little like kind of place where people can sit, have their sweet green or whatever while they're on break. Yeah. And then you got Front Street, and then we're gonna get to Water Street. This is all, like I said, the east side. So you saw like the ferries and things. By the way, the ferry is very underutilized here in New York. It's a great way to get around the city. You can get over to Queens, Astoria. You can go to Red Hook, go to Rockaway Beach, and they're not that expensive. I think it's like $4. And there's like a whole it's like subway lines. They're like different colored lines that go to different places. Really great way to see the city. So there you go. And I didn't get paid by the city for that. I didn't, I'm not. This video is not sponsored by the City of New York ferry service. So yeah, check it out. Look straight ahead there, Phil. A little whiff of that. Yeah, that's all Wall Street will be. You can see Trinity Church there in the distance. This here is Water Street. So these are all, like I said, the easternmost streets. Water Street's called that, for example, because the water used to come up all the way here. We're basically on the landfill right now. Yeah, look at that, Phil. You're learning stuff. I just stepped in a humongous thing of dog mess. That's all right, Phil. I've stepped in way worse. So check it out. This is an interesting spot. This will put a damper on your laughing of me stepping in dog mess. This is the spot of the New York Municipal Slave Market. By the way, this thing here was put here in 2014. What the hell's wrong with me? 2014. This is actually the site, as you see, of an actual market. In 1711, they built it for the selling of human beings right here on Wall Street. Remember the commerce and all that stuff. I was telling you about on the east side here, you had South Street Seaport, all that. That's where all basically the trade and all that. People would come with their boats, unload everything, and that's where all trade would happen. The counting houses, the warehouses, everything was over here. It wasn't until later in the mid-1800s and stuff that a lot of it went over to the west side piers, what today is like Chelsea piers, all that stuff was because the bigger boats, steamboats, massive ships, the Titanic was supposed to arrive there, boats like that, right? That was because they needed bigger berths and harbor. It was more space, deeper water, all that stuff. So the South Street Seaport kind of fell into, obsolescence. How's that word, huh? So here we're at the corner of Water Street and Wall, which is where the slave market is located. And yeah. So how you doing, Phil?
Doing very good.
Good.
How's your foot?
It's okay. I just stepped in a nice puddle to clean it off.
There you go.
You gotta use what's available to you. So yeah, you can see here that's on Wall Street. You just stepped in it too.
I stepped in it too, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Here, let's cross, man. Come on. So just so you know, Wall Street is called that because there was a wall located here, built in 1653 by Peter Stuyvesant to protect the British colony. I'm sorry, the Dutch colony from the British. Not the Native Americans, as many people will say. It's more the British because the British and the Dutch were going at it at the time. And yeah, today it's synonymous with finance, obviously, because of the New York Stock Exchange, which we'll see in a little bit. And the wall actually got torn down in 1699 by the British, who, here, I'll get on the other side so you can see over my shoulder, by the British who took over the place, and they took it over in 1664. And here, let's cross so we get no scaffolding. I got a no scaffolding rule. So they took it over in 1664. Great story, actually, because they were kind of like, you know what, these Dutch are kind of getting in our way of New England. We have all this other stuff around New Amsterdam. Why don't we just take that over? So they basically came here, and at the time Peter Stuyvesant was in charge, and they basically said to him, they're like, hey dude, give us this thing. We like what you've done with the thing. He whipped it up into shape. It was actually doing pretty well. And so they came to him and they're like, give it to us. And he's like, no man, I'm gonna fight for this. Right guys? He looks behind him and all the richest merchants in the city were like, you know what, we don't really care who has it. So they signed this thing called the Articles of Capitulation, where they got favorable like trading terms. They were able to keep their like infrastructures in place, and they handed it over without a drop of bloodshed. They just kind of surrendered completely because they just didn't care whose flag was flying over it. Because remember, baby, money is the flag. Money's the flag, not they don't care what country is. And that's something that hasn't changed today. Look at all the richest people in the world. They don't give a crap. They just care about their friggin' money. There you can see Trinity Church at the end. So anyways, that happened in 1664. They took it over, and actually in 1699, the British tore down the wall because they didn't need it. Ah, music, huh? There's the music to your ears. People love to honk here. It's funny because when I used to do a lot of tours for people, groups and stuff, I would get these tours from like people in like small towns and stuff. And I remember once I did a tour for this little family from like a tiny town in England, and they were honking like that. People were just laying on the horn. And the dad looks at me like mortified. And I go, what's the matter? They don't do that in your town? He's like, no, you don't understand it. If someone honked at you like that in my town, you would be obligated to get out of your car and fight them. It'd be like the ultimate insult. Like you'd have to like defend your honor or something. I was like, all right, I guess. Here, literally, people would just lay down on their horn. Here, I want to cross to show you this. We'll wait for this cab to go by. This is all Wall Street, by the way. We're walking on Wall Street, east to west. It's not very long. It's going to be a quick walk. But I want to cross and show you this. Oh, I'll show you the plaque first. This is 55 Wall Street to my left. And I want to show you the building from across the street, but I got to show you the plaque first. This is 55 Wall. Look at that. Hey, here's me. Come on, across. So 55 Wall Street used to be the location of the Merchants Exchange, which was an exchange way back in the day. Like they sold like grains and all kinds of different things on the exchange. Watch out, don't get hit, Bill. No, I mean, I know, if you get run over by a Mercedes, it's a little nicer than getting run over by a Ford or something, but you're still dead. Here, come over here. I'll just get behind me. I want to show you look at that. You see it?
Yes.
Pretty cool. There it is, Merchants Exchange. This building actually was built in the late 1830s, 1840s, after the Great Fire of 1835. Here, we'll keep walking. But the top part of it was actually built by McKimmy & White. It was added on later. McKimmy & White, very famous firm, architectural firm. In fact, if you're ever doing like trivia in New York, and they're asking about architects, chances are that's going to be the answer. They designed like everything back in the day. Stanford White, very famous architect, was one of the partners there. Famously died. He was murdered on top of one of his buildings. The second incarnation of Madison Square Garden. He designed it, and he was murdered after a show on the roof by the husband of a former lover of his, who was jealous and angry. Shot him in front of everybody. And the story is that before shooting him, he said, "You ruined my life," and then shoots him in front of everybody. Or ruined my wife. They don't know. Yeah, I know, right? Look at that. He was killed, and then they had the trial at the Jefferson Market Courthouse, which is still in Greenwich Village. But you can see all this here. Look at that. See that, the church and everything? There's a church. And to my left, you have a huge group of kids. Used to have to do tours for groups like that, man. 45 kids. Can you imagine trying to like keep their attention? They don't give a crap about the wall being built in 1653. They want to know where Taylor Swift eats. Luckily, I know that stuff too, because I'm a creep. I'm just kidding. Let's go. Come over here. So you see here, this is great. The pockmarks in the wall. This is famous. So this is the former J.P. Morgan headquarters. And look at that. You don't have to go full bro for crypto, I guess. That's what it says. To crypto. What a great message. I love it. So yeah, here you have the pockmarks. Check it out. So in September 1920. Come on over here, Phil. You see that little pockmarks? Those are all in the building still from 1920 when someone detonated a bomb out here on the street. They never caught them. They believe it was Italian anarchists in 1920, right next to J.P. Morgan's headquarters. Now this was built by J.P. Morgan, but he died before it was finished. His son took over the company, Jack, J.P. Morgan Jr., Jack Morgan. The son took over the bank, you know? That's what happens when you're the son of one of the wealthiest people in the world. You take over the family business. You know, you don't go to, you don't join the Peace Corps. You just take over the family business and become one of the wealthiest people in the world. So this used to be the headquarters. It's no longer there. It's pretty empty. And over here, check it out, Phil. Here, I'll get in front of you. You can see behind me, this right here. This is the former Customs House built in 1842, Alexander Jackson Davis. There's the statue of Washington located right there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
That statue is located where they say he took the oath of office in 1789 in what was formerly Federal Hall. That's why it's called Federal Hall National Monument. It's a museum now. You can go in there and see the old Bible that he swore on, huh? Still got all his doodles. He still got like his, Metallica logo and the Knicks, the New York Knicks logo that he scribbled. Yeah, and here obviously is the New York Stock Exchange. By the way, we're in like kind of the heart of, just so you know, if you guys ever come here and you guys come to this spot, this is where every tourist in the city is obligated to be at least once on their trip. It's packed all the time. Today is a crummy day, unfortunately, so not a ton of people. But this is very, very popular tours because you have the Federal Hall, you have the New York Stock Exchange, you have Wall Street, you have Morgan, you have a ton of stuff here. So it's very, very packed. Luckily, not so much right now. But that is the Stock Exchange. That's why this neighborhood is so popular. If you look down the street there, oh, check it out. Look at this. The Wall Street little plaque. Come over here.
For the rate.
You can see the little stock ticker. You can see also too. We're not going down there because we're walking Wall Street, but you can see the little tree there. You see that little tree there, Phil? That is a buttonwood tree that they keep there and they protect and stuff to commemorate the humble beginnings of the stock exchange, because it was built, it was started under a buttonwood tree, a sycamore tree. All the traders would gather starting in 1792 to trade securities to help pay back the debts incurred during the Revolutionary War. Look at that. So they keep that buttonwood tree to kind of keep everyone, yeah, it's really worked well, keeping Wall Street humble. But that's the idea. And there's actually the Buttonwood Agreement, which is kind of their whole, that was how it began. They incorporated officially, I believe, in 1817. They moved to this spot in 1865, and then this building in 1903. Very pretty building by George Post. But yeah, you can't go in there anymore. It used to be easier to get in and check it out, but you have all these barricades and things now. It's a little different. And so we're almost at the end. Wall Street, by the way, ends at Trinity Church. Behind Trinity Church, it used to be the water back in the day, and the rest after that has just been landfill. You can get a good shot of it. You see that, Phil? Can you see it when I'm walking in here?
Yeah. I can
oh,
see
okay. And you see me too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a wide lens.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. I knew you had it covered. Yeah, I don't want people complaining.
No.
That people love to complain. Yeah, give them free stuff and they still complain. But you know what? Here you can see the stock exchange there, another entrance there. And then this is New Street. because it was actually the first street built after the British took it over. They built this street. It was a new street. You might be wondering where I'm getting all this information. You're probably thinking, is he just making all this up? Yeah, I have it in my ear. No, there's a bunch of books. There's a bunch of like books about where the names of streets and stuff come from, like naming New York, I believe it's called. Brooklyn by Name is another one. All these for the names of the streets, and then obviously all these other things. This was here, look at the side of the wall, New Amsterdam, a little spot. Just so you guys know, we're being chased by a chainsaw right now. He's walking behind us with a chainsaw. Check it out, look at this building right here. This is the Bank of New York. You see that sign? That's the Bank of New York. Former Bank of New York, sorry, that's the building. It wasn't the original building for Bank of New York, because the Bank of New York was started by Alexander Hamilton in the late 1700s. I forget, late 1700s, I don't remember the exact date. And then here, you got Wall Street Station. We're done, we made it. And here's the, there's the obelisk where Alexander Hamilton's buried. You know, one of the architects of the financial system in the United States. And then here you go, you have the entrance to Broadway, Wall Street and Broad. I'm sorry, the entrance to Wall Street on Wall Street and Broadway. Trinity Church, and that was Wall Street. I don't know what you guys think about that. I don't know if you guys are a little bit like, wow, that was a little underwhelming, Tom. You know what? I'm trying to humanize it for you. That's the whole point. It's just a street with a lot of people, and not so many today because it's so nasty, but we made it to the end. This is Wall Street. Very famous. You had all the old headquarters on there, you know, not as much anymore, but still have the stock exchange, all that. But we made it to the end. What'd you think, Phil? Pretty cool?
It was solid.
How long did we go?
17 minutes.
17 minutes, man.
Yeah.
And we went pretty quick.
That's it.
Well, you could really spend a lot of time there. Look, you may be thinking, Tom, I want more information. I've done a million videos about that. Go watch the Financial District video. I do just pure history, but this is just a walk, just to give you an idea what's going on. And you're walking with me, your old pal Tom, huh? Come on. If you liked it, like and subscribe would be great. Share with a friend. How about IRL? Share that. And check out the Patreon, that whole thing. It's a huge help. That's how I fund these things, all that stuff. And I don't know. Phil, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good, dude.
I feel like I've neglected you as we've walked.
Yeah, we've just had to cover a lot of stuff.
All right.
I learned a lot today.
Okay. Hey, thanks, man. All right, great. I'm glad. All right, well, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what else more to tell you other than thanks for watching. Thanks for making it this far. What a little trip, a little journey. See y'all later. Sick.